What if I told you there's not one, but two ways to look at a real estate investment property and within 60 seconds know whether it's a good deal or a bad deal? Whether you're a real estate wholesaler, investor, agent, you can use the 1% rule and the 70% rule to underwrite real estate investment properties like this. And you can use them for flips and rentals. So in today's video, everybody, I'm Maximilian Deer. RJ Bates told me, Max, I can't say your last name. Deer, you should say your names more in videos. So my name's Maximilian Deer, just so y'all know. And you should subscribe because I'm almost at 3,000 subscribers. And what I'm gonna do today is teach you the difference between the 1% rule and the 70% rule, because you probably have heard of them. Maybe you know the formula, and I'll get there. I'm going to teach you the difference, but more so than that, I'm going to show you when you should apply each of them. This is going to be such an awesome video. And before we get started, I just want to say a quick analogy. I know y'all love my analogies, and they're usually pretty dumb, and this one will be too. So let's say you're on a date with a gold digger. And this gold digger, she wants to know how much money you have. Maybe he. I don't judge in the world. But let's just say she wants to know how much money you have. Well, she's going to ask one of two questions. What's your card? No, she's not going to ask that. She's going to say, what's your salary? That is the 1% rule. She wants to know your income, how much money is coming in. Or she's going to ask, what's your net worth? That's the 70% rule. How much do you have? How much can you have? Guys, let's get into this video. This is going to be absolutely phenomenal. So, the first thing I want to do, guys, before we jump into this, before we do anything, is cover the basics. What is the 70% rule? What is the 1% rule? Well, we have a house. That's a really nice house. Like I would live in that house. It's nicer than my house right now. And how do I know how much I should offer on this house? How do you know how much you should offer? Well, you can either use the 70% rule or the 1% rule. And the 70% rule, what it is you want to offer, here we go, guys, 70%. Whoa, who would have ever guessed? Who would have ever guessed? You want to offer 70% of ARV. Okay, Max, I'm confused. That's okay, we'll get there. Minus repairs. That's your formula. It's a first grade formula. Can you remember that? Well, you have to. You have to remember this. And there's one more thing you have to remember. The 1% rule. Oh my God, Max, what's that? What's that? It's 1% of something, right? 1% of, let me guess, rent? If you said that, you are so wrong. No, that's not the formula. Sorry to confuse you guys. You got to remember this formula. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to take the monthly rent. We're going to take the monthly rent, not annual, monthly rent. And then we're going to multiply it by 100. Brain confusion, that's okay. And then we're going to subtract repairs. Now, I'm going to mention one thing. If you're a wholesaler, make sure here you also subtract on top of that your assignment fee. How much money you want to get paid. This bakes in your assignment fee. This does not. Now here is your formula. Now, Max, why are there two formulas? What's going on? This is when you're underwriting a fix and flip. This is when you're underwriting a long-term rental, LTR. Not talking Airbnbs, not talking pad splits, LTR. Got it? Get it, got it good? Now, let me show you some examples so now we can apply this rule. So the best way for me to find an example, guys, is to just hop into my free real estate wholesaling Discord community, the Wholesalers, the #1 Discord community for wholesaling in the entire world. Guys, we got everything in here. And if you're not in here, you're missing out. And one thing we have is the Captain Comp feature where someone like Danny the Rookie, is Danny really a rookie? Well, let's see. Danny the Rookie sent me this property and he said, hey, Max, I think the ARV is like 250 and I negotiated 175 and I think repairs is around, 40K. Should I lock it up? Is it a good deal? Like, is 175 a good deal? That's what he wants to offer. Is that a good deal? Well, let's use the 70% rule, but also the 1% rule to see if it's a good deal, okay? So what we're going to do, guys, is we're going to comp this property, and here is the property in question. Oh, what a great potential property, guys. Right off the bat, what I see here is just phenomenal. Why am I so happy? Because this is the quintessential American dream home in Texas, in Dallas, Texas. If you haven't seen my video on the best houses to wholesale, go and watch that after this video, because this is going to be such a good house because it's a brick, 3-bedroom, 2-bath. Oh my God. Like in Richland, this is what I want. This is what I want. And I'm sure you guys are going to see with the numbers, this is going to be a good deal. And if you can figure out what the quintessential American dream home is in your area, like every single soccer mom wants to live in this type of house. They don't want to live in like the barred up windows and the ghetto houses down in South Dallas. No. And most people can't afford the multi-million-dollar homes. Like this is like what most Americans really want. If you can figure out what that is in your market and you can wholesale those, you're going to make so much money. Sorry, that was just that was a little side rant to how you guys can really start making more money wholesaling. So how do we figure out, Max, what the ARV is and what the rent is? So then we can apply the 70% rule, the 1% rule. Max, you have way too much energy right now. Well, too bad. Too freaking bad. I'm about to go play some Harry Potter, what's it called? Legends? I don't know. It's a video game, guys. I'm going to go play that with my girlfriend after this. So let's comp this property. So it's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1 garage, 1,300 square foot, 1954 build house on 0.2 acres. Was that a mouthful? Yes, because you have to remember that when we comp and we want to look for a similar house. So let's just flip around and try to find a similar house. All right, here's one. That's pretty similar. That's very similar. It's a little bit bigger. You know why? I think I know why it's a little bit bigger. Did they convert the garage? Yeah, it looks like they converted the garage. You guys see how they converted the garage? So it's pretty much the same house with an extra 250 square feet, probably because they converted the garage. And I'm literally doing this all live, guys. So you're going to watch me. Oh, that's a nice house. That's a fully flipped ARV house, except that fridge really sticks out. They should have like built a little like half wall right there. That's an eyesore. Could have done better. Could have done better. Nice house. Nice house. And what did this house sell for? It sold for $276 in 27 days. Sick. I think this is a really good idea of ARV. We don't have a garage, but they have an extra couple hundred square feet. Yeah, yin and yang. Yin and yang. Maybe it's worth a little bit more. So I'm starting to think maybe ARV is 270 to 260 to be conservative, right? You would want to look at multiple properties, but just my quick power comp, that's an idea. Okay, this one was 265. This one was 245, but it has one less bathroom. So I could see 270, guys, all day long. I could see it both ways. Should we go 260, 270 here? Okay, one more. This one sold for 272 and has one less bath. Yeah, okay, we're going to go 270 on this. So we could spend more time to get an exact number, but I'm trying to do this quickly. So we have 270K is the ARV. But what I'll also look at is what does it comp for as a rental? And it looks like this house right next door is 2,000. Okay. And what's the condition? That looks awful. And that's the thing, guys. Most rentals, you don't have to spend as much money to fix them up, which is really cool. But so yeah, so there you go. So yeah, this property rented for 2,000. If we made ours nicer, it should rent for more. This one rented for 22. This one's a better comp anyways. And it's a nicer house. Okay, cool. So we could easily say rent at our property will be 2,200. But now that we have ARV, now that we have rent, we're missing one thing. Guys, what are we missing? Max, we got the information on the deal. Like what are we missing? Excuse me, people. Did we look to see what the repairs were on the house? No, we need to figure out what it's going to cost to repair this thing. Let's look at this house. So I'm looking at it. It looks fine. Maybe it needs a lot of work. I can't tell. Let's look at the inside. Oh, well, it looks pretty good, right, Max? House looks really good. No, I want you guys, laser vision, major laser vision. You see my eyes? Laser vision. This house needs work. Look at that. Look at those countertops. Those nasty. There's not even a nice backsplash. These cabinets, old. Those appliances, grandma. Grandma. Look at those floorboards, bro. They're sticking up. They're sticking up more than me in the morning. I should not be making those bad jokes online. Okay, never mind. I need to shut up. I don't want to re-record this video. There's cracks in the walls, guys. This house not only has bad foundation issues, it needs cosmetics. That's terrible. That's terrible. Terrible. It needs LVT flooring, needs paint. Maybe, the vanities are fine. Needs LVT. Oh, that's a scary shower. That's a scary, bad things have happened in that shower. That's the worst sink I've like, no. Like it needs some love, guys. So really quickly, hop into the Discord, guys. And a property like this, it's a small property. It's like 1,400 square feet. Go over to repairs. See houses under 1,500 square feet that just need cosmetics. They're just a smooth sailing. We're budgeting about $20K for just cosmetics. It could go up higher, but let's just say $20K. I think it could be a little bit higher just depending on the amount of work, but let's just say $20K. Okay. But there's foundation issues. And we would usually want to budget, $10K for foundation because, it's a major repair item. Hopping into the chat, I actually see that they got a foundation bid for $14K. So, let's just say we're at 20 plus 14, we're at 35. I think repairs could go higher or they could go lower. Now, Max, why would they go higher? Why would they go lower? If you're actually trying to fix and flip this house and make it worth full ARV, I could see someone spending 40 or 50 grand. But if you're just trying to make this a rental, like you could spend, 20, 25 grand and just like let's rent this thing. Now, that's not up to you to decide. That's up to the end buyer. But if you're in dispositions, that's up to you to pitch, to sell to your investor. Now, with all that being said, guys, I know I went on a little bit of a side tangent. Let's jump back here and now run our numbers. So Max, what are we here? What are we at here? Let's just say our ARV, guys, 260. We're going to be conservative with this one. And I think we'll be conservative and the numbers will still make so much sense. So we're at $260,000. Okay. And we're going to multiply that by 70% for the 70% rule. And then we're going to subtract 35,000 for repairs. And for the other formula, guys, we're going to take the monthly rent, which we're budgeting at $2,200 a month, and we're going to multiply that by 100, and then we're going to subtract repairs. They should be less. But that's fine. We're just going to say 35 grand for repairs. You know what? No. I actually think this is a 270K house. I'm going with it. Gut. The gut is telling me. And then guys, just make sure that we also subtract our assignment fee, right? So let's just say for our assignment fee here, we're going to budget, hey, we want to make a nice little 20K because we're going to wholesale this deal. So with all that being said, guys, now let's actually just plug this into a quick little calculator. So we're going to go to Google Calculator here. 270 times 0.7 minus 35. We're at $155,000 for our offer. Any thoughts come to mind, guys? Let's wait. Let's also underwrite this as a rental. So where are we at with the rental, guys? Well, we were at 2,200 times 100 minus 35,000 minus 20. I know that's a mouthful. You do this enough, it all becomes second nature, guys. I'm not a genius. I mean, really, I'm not a genius. So 2,200 times 100 minus 35,000 minus 20,000. Again, I'm just doing this all live. 165,000. Now, what do you notice? That's actually really not that different from the other offer. One was 155, one was 165. So, what did we learn here? Guys, when you're applying the 70% rule or the 1% rule, your offers are actually going to end up pretty similar, especially when you're looking at properties that make good rentals. And if your offer doesn't end up similar, that means the property's probably not a good rental. If you can get this property for 165, it's a great rental. It's an excellent rental. And I'm going to show you here in a minute why it's a good rental. And if you can get this property, guys, for 155, it's an incredible fix and flip. And frankly, if you got this property for 165, it's probably a great fix and flip. Well, why though? So, what I first wanted to teach you guys is, well, what the rules are. And then I also want to show you like when you apply the rules. But, and I'm gonna give you some secrets at the end of this video, like exactly how you should apply them. But what I also want to show you is that the rules sort of end up being the same. They're there for a reason. Now, why are those rules the rules? Why do we have to get these deals so cheap? This is what I want to do next, guys. Let's run through this exact same property using a calculator to show how much the end buyer is actually going to make on this deal. So how much is the end buyer going to make on this deal? And if you want to access these calculators, I built them and they're insane. And maybe I'll give them to you. Maybe I won't. I don't know. Depends what mood I'm in. Actually, we're going to say 270K ARV. All right. And purchase price on this property. Let's just say, guys, we ended up, selling this deal for, what did we sell this deal for? We sold it for 170, sold it for 170,000. All right. So if a buyer bought this for 170 and it's worth 270 afterwards as a fix and flip, how much money is he going to make? Closing costs, guys, 1,700 could easily be higher. I could see this being $3,500. Easy. Just depends on your relationship with your title company. That could easily be higher. Let's say they bought this cash. I'm going to fly through this, guys. It's going to probably take 60 days to rehab, 30 days on market, 30 days to close. That means during that time, guys, you have to pay taxes, insurance, utilities. They're at probably over $5,000 in holding costs. Easy. That's just the money they have to pay while they're fixing up this house and selling it. When they sell it, guys, they're probably going to have to at least pay $13,500 in agent commissions. This is so minimal. I mean, this could easily be easy could be closer to 20%. So that means, guys, whoa, they're going to make 74 grand on this flip, 18 grand monthly returns, 43% profit. Yeah, this is a good deal. That's what I was saying earlier. If you can find these types of houses, this is a great deal. But one thing y'all have to notice is, wait, we forgot to put repair estimates. I was like, wait, this is too good of a deal. I was like, wait, I'm going to buy this right now. 35,000. And let's be frank, it's probably going to be more if they want full ARV. All right, now they're down to something more respectable. But that's still a great return, right? 40,000, 9,000. But they may use some hard money on this property. So let's say they use, hard money on this house. I could easily see them, walking away with these numbers. So yeah, they make a nice, respectable profit. But if things go wrong, their 35 grand could easily diminish. Maybe they don't actually sell it for what they think, and now they're down to 20 grand. Or maybe something happens and repairs are more. Now they're down to 10 grand. They're taking on a lot of risk for, in this case, a good amount of profit. But this is a healthy deal. This is a healthy deal. What I want to show you guys is the 70% rule is creating healthy deals for you in profit and also for your end buyer. But once you start going higher, the deals start to get a little bit less healthy. And the other thing I want to show you guys is, let's say we're looking at this as a rental. All right. So purchase price, we'll say 172. Why not? Not 172, 170 as well. After repair value, 270. Just stick with me here, guys. You may be a little bit confused on what I'm doing as part of the video. This is really, really important if you stayed with me this far. So we're just going to fly through this, guys. Maintenance costs on a rental, easily 10%. So what did we say rent was? We said, let's say the rent is actually $2,200. Then what we're going to do here, guys, is we're going to say that expenses, probably at least 110. I'll teach you guys all this if you want to know. So what did we just end up learning, guys, is this property is probably going to cash flow about $1,300 a month. That's close to $15,000 a year in profit. And it's a great deal. 9% cap, guys. This is an incredible deal. And it's because it's being bought at the 1% rule. Like, this is to die for. So if you can find deals at the 70% rule or the 1% rule, they are to die for deals for flips or rentals. Like, investors would love these deals. And that's what you should be striving for, is offering on properties at the 70%, at the 1%. And then if you have to go higher, sure, go higher, but really start your offers there. And there you have it, everyone. That's really the 1% rule and the 70% rule in a nutshell. Now, the one thing I do want to leave you guys off with is that some houses just make better rentals than others, and some houses just make better flips than others. This property we looked at here, it works for both strategies. It works. It's a great deal if we can get it at the numbers we're talking about. I actually lean that it's a better rental, but at the end of the day, if I sell it to a fix and flip investor, like I made money and he's going to make money, and if I sell it to a rental investor, I made money and she's going to make money. So it works both ways, but I actually lean that it's probably a better rental. Now, some properties are going to scream at you, I'm a rental. I'm a rental. If it's a duplex, triplex, quadplex, if it has an ADU in the back, that's a rental. And some are just better rentals, guys. Sometimes the rent is just astronomically high and you're like, damn. Other properties, guys, if you do Google Street View and you see that every single house nearby is gray and white and it's been flipped, it's going to be a flip. It needs to be a flip. So please keep that in mind, guys, but always underwrite your deals both ways. But the more you do this, your gut intuition is going to tell you the property is a better deal one or the other ways. It's up to you to figure this out, and I can't wait to be a part of that journey with you guys. Thank you so much. Hopefully this video is helpful. Smash the like button, hit the subscribe button. I don't know. I'm tired. Goodbye.